Filip Borcov from Site.pro, and also Simon Best from BaseKit. Simon, come on up, gentlemen. Simon, did you know that Filip has his contract? He actually is, his official title is Incredible CEO. Yes. Are you an incredible CEO?
Hello.
Hi, guys.
And are we having an incredible day? Day 2 at Domain Days Dubai? We apologize on behalf of Polkit. He sends his regrets that he's not able to attend, but he did. This is Polkit from Softaculous, and he submitted some fabulous insights that will carry over into our conversation today. He is deeply missed. However, let's get started. We're going to talk about the transformation that's really been taking place in the past year or so in particular, but it's been in the works for a while. Let's start out with website builders. The evolution we've seen there and how much more specialized. In the past, we just saw lots of hosting companies and hosting packages. Tell us, you're ready to talk.
I'm ready to talk, yeah. Hi, I'm Simon from BaseKit. So I'll do a quick introduction just to kind of let everyone know what we do. So we like to talk about making digital tools for small businesses. So rather than just focus on the website builder, we now make a suite of products. So we've got the website builder, we've got the e-commerce platform for selling physical products. We've got the bookings platform for service-based businesses that like to sell their time, so like events or classes or appointments. And we've got a mini CRM, which kind of ties all that together. So yeah, I guess that's probably one of the first things we've seen in terms of transformation is it's not just about a website anymore. It's about solving problems and giving solutions to small businesses that need to not just get a website, but they need to sell online, they need to run their businesses, they need to grow their businesses. So that's kind of how we've adapted in recent years.
Yeah, I see that as the Dale Carnegie method, right? The why behind it. Why are people buying hosting? Because they want a website. Why do they want a website? Because they want a solution to a particular problem. Tell us a bit about Site.pro.
So Site.pro is a nice site builder. I'm Incredible CEO. So by the way, it's legal name in my old documents. When I go to banks, they said, "What is your position?" I said, "Incredible CEO." So I said, if Elon Musk is king of industry, why I'm unable to be like incredible? So we have nice solution. We focus on website builder. It's only our one focus, and we do our best here.
So let's talk a little bit. So the SaaS solutions that we're seeing are website, e-commerce, CRM. What is this delivering? What is the customer experience? What do you want to highlight about that? Why don't we talk about the data-driven learning and what's causing this change and what you're learning from it in the process, from the data?
The nice notice that if you go to the biggest Silicon Valley companies like Adobe, Microsoft, Google, all of them, no exceptions, use data-driven learning. If you go to the hosting industry, 95% of hosting companies do not know what it is. So technically, they do not use any data-driven things. And by the way, visit my section in 330, 325. So I will talk about this a little bit more deep. But the idea now, 20 years ago, we have experience and we put this experience in development. So everybody here is very wise and know what to do. So, but today, our experience doesn't work. So we need to learn from the future. We need to learn from the data. So you can ask 10 experts what to do. They will provide you 10 different scenarios, and nobody knows what works. So now we were at the time when we need to learn from the future and to use data to do the decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with the fact, Filip, that you said a lot of hosters are not great at how they look at data. One of the things that we try and do as a vendor to hosters and to domain registrars and the like is we try and enable them to use data more effectively. We store a lot of data about the obvious things like who's subscribing, who's using or selling the most, for example, which customers are really good at taking the most bookings. But we also look at kind of behavioral data in the product. So, where are customers succeeding in the product? What are they getting done really easily and really well? Where are customers getting stuck or blocked? And we try and share all that data and information with our partners, the hosting companies and domain registrars, just to try and learn something from that and be more successful with them.
That's something I learned just preparing for this panel. I just assumed hosting companies are so technology forward, and I'm really shocked to hear your statistics.
So if you talk to, like, let's say GoDaddy, 1&1, and any large provider, I talk to many of them. So of course they are really professional and they really use data on daily basis. If a BaseKit, they start using data much earlier than us, maybe 3-4 years. Like, we only young here. So, but if we go to the like regular hosting, like SMBs, so usually they not track nothing. So regular like SMBs hosting, registrars, they track nothing. They just see like numbers, how many domains they sold, how many plans they sold. And if you just ask them basic things like CAC, LTV, like retention rate, like anything like from the conversion on different steps, how they combine, how they test. So technically 95% of are dinosaurs. So just they use all tools that do not work today. And if it's Africa or it's Europe, it's the same. Of course, in Africa they are not educated. Usually their like level is lower. In Europe is much better. But of course, big professional companies like Namecheap, they, as example, Namecheap choose us 4 years ago. Do you know how they choose us? Can you imagine like how Namecheap did the decision 4 or 5 years ago? It just, they take 5 providers, put all of them, choose which one has better conversion, because the idea of website builder, you put customer inside in the black box, who generates the website. This is main KPI, yes? And second KPI, no questions. So does the builder upkeep the support? So they just take five providers. We just win the competition because of some KPIs. So, but does your business do the same decisions today? Do you use the same way? You just think, oh, this provider looks nice t-shirt, very stable. I know this guy. But just I say that big providers are very professional. Small and medium providers just do not participate.
That's a great point we were talking about earlier as well, both for data-driven learning and for API. They're very exciting words that we hear. And are they fashionable, or are they actually long-term and usable? And it sounds like you're integrating it here. Let's talk about, speaking of integrations, let's talk about APIs. You have a real increase in API requests as well. Do you want to start?
Yeah, this, I guess we kind of think about the API in a couple of different ways. When we work with partners, they use the API to provision websites and e-commerce stores and kind of do that basic stuff around subscriptions and changing between plans and those sorts of things. But we're just starting now a kind of bigger piece of strategy going into next year, where we're opening up the entire API of the platform. So everything that you can do in our products and our editor, you'll be able to do via the API. So that's, creating pages, adding content, adding images, changing fonts, everything you can think of, and products and bookings. And we think that's quite important for a number of reasons. I think, we're seeing more SaaS companies come and partner with us. So not necessarily companies like domain name companies or hosters that are selling kind of websites directly, but they have small businesses using their SaaS solution, and they want a website kind of alongside that complements the SaaS that they already create and give to customers. And the second big thing, I think, is around AI. So whilst we're still on our AI journey, we're still putting some AI features into the product that are coming out next year. The API is actually being used by some of our partners who have the AI technology, and they're using our API in order to automatically generate pages and websites and things like that.
And I assume AI is going to give even more reasons and abilities to then generate from there.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, as I say, we're seeing partners who already have some AI technology kind of outside of the website, and they're plugging right into the API and using that kind of generative magic that they've already got to create a website.
That's really exciting, and I hope we learn more. How about on your end at Site.pro?
So regarding API, just a nice story. Do you know SMS? Yes. Do you know how SMS was developed? So just guys who was working on a TV, this, I don't know, antennas, who just, the techniques need to communicate between each of them. So just they do like big towers and need to communicate. So just guys between them start sending SMS because it was like short and understandable. Yes, no. So just technical guys start using SMS, and then telecommunication operators took this as a service and provide to you, and it was like most profitable service for them. Then WhatsApp came. Yeah, WhatsApp just said, why you need like to use this old-fashioned SMS that is limited with like without functions, like lots of limits, and start using like WhatsApp or Telegram. But now WhatsApp or Telegram, you use API. Yeah, you integrate WhatsApp in your like systems. How you use Telegram? There are lots of APIs. Like Telegram works on desktop, mobile. You through API can create groups and blah blah blah. So as you see from the shortest SMS that was like technical, came to the Telegram that integrated to your maybe or WhatsApp that integrated to your web page. And if somebody type in WhatsApp, let's say with VO Bank here in the Emirates, I go to WhatsApp, ask the question that the AI provide me like specific like pre-answer, and then later somebody comes. So just was SMS, and now professional like Telegram or something with API. So the same with website builder. It's started as like upload your logo, put some text, website's done, until that websites that can be manageable from different devices. You can like do import, you can manage website, you can do everything from API. And of course, API will be more used in the future just because. And by the way, my opinion, I unable to say, but unable to guarantee, but 85% of website builder do not have APIs. Do not have APIs like to manage maybe basic APIs, how to make publish, okay, but if you go deeper, how to manage information, how to, 85% of website builders do not have API just because they're old-fashioned and goes down. Do not develop anymore, because API it's something like showing your adult product, like.
So I'm just hearing like there's a real trend and change that it sounds like many companies are missing out on, both on transitioning from hosting to website builders, and then the AI, the API. This is a lot, and to me, very surprising and interesting. What do you have to add on AI? You have something to add?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're still working on our AI features. I guess, the one thing I could share around that, because we've been doing a ton of thinking about, how we approach AI and what we do in our product. I guess we're seeing a couple of different ways that AI is being used by products like website builders. The first approach we call like the sprinkling approach, which is where, products just get kind of these little generative text AI features kind of peppered and sprinkled in various parts of the product, which is kind of useful, but not really transformative, not really super innovative in how they're doing things. It's kind of a box ticking exercise, I guess I'd call that. So we're going to do some of those things. I think they're still important to some degree, but we're also thinking really hard about how AI and things like ChatGPT as a kind of user interface, how can those technologies be used to really rethink how websites are built? So instead of kind of trying to sprinkle in AI features on top of an already built website builder, it's like, can we just completely redesign and rebuild this in an AI connected world?
Of how much do you use AI in your life? A sprinkling, a slice of cake, or maybe the whole cake? I'm curious.
I like that.
Yeah. What's your answer? Whole cake?
Well,
in your life,
terms
like
of in my
daily.
life, I think probably not a whole cake. I'm starting to have the odd slice here or there, and different tasks and things that I do. But I wouldn't say I'm kind of all in just yet. But
Pineapple cake? What kind of cake?
that's a tough question. Chocolate, it's got to be.
Chocolate? Okay. Philip?
My opinion will be 80%, just because everybody use AI, no choice, but not everybody understands that he's using AI. That's all.
Okay.
Cheesecake.
80% of a cake?
Yeah.
What kind?
Cheesecake.
cheesecake. All right. Strawberry cheesecake? What's on top of the
Nice, nice.
cheesecake?
Strawberry is good.
Oh, he looks like he's compromising.
Yeah, and regarding AI, so we start showing AI maybe 4 years ago. I still have old T-shirt website builder based on AI. And then 1 year ago, when the ChatGPT was popular, I wear the same T-shirt, website builder based on AI, and it was like, something new. It was 4 years T-shirt, but because AI, like fashion, came only today. And the main idea why AI became so popular now is just because you can talk to AI with human language. Earlier, only developer can do it, and it was very complicated. Now, in developing API, or in developing AI, a regular person, not developer, can influence. So we use AI in three ways. First way, we just generating text that is very easy, and like for example,
Say that again?
for example, if you would like to make a text with Site.pro, let's say you like to like a story about you, about text, like write your services, you can just use our AI tool. It's not very popular, but still some people like it. Yeah. Second thing, how we use AI, we use support. So if you ask us a question, you can ask a question in a few languages. Just like 1 hour ago, we tested with Nada in Arabic. So the robot answers using our database as a question. What is good that we can train robot in English, and he can answer in any language, in Egypt, in in Arabic, in Lithuanian, in any language. And really, I track, like my people track, and they show me the status, and I see that earlier we have support. Let's say we answer, let's say in 4 or 6 hours, and if it's like end customer, and it's he asking something, so from AI he get immediate response, like 1-2 minutes, and that is good because if he asks some simple questions, he will get results only from support in 6 hours. But he can ask directly in the builder in his own language, and he get immediate response, maybe a few minutes. Yeah, and third one, AI helping us to creating a website. In this case, when we're using about AI, it's not a fashion, it's numbers. So AI should increase your numbers. It should be like increase conversion, increase something. Because when you start using technology that do not provide you money, just waste of money. You became fashionable, but you have no money. So for us, we just have a we goal decrease number of tickets by 50% by the end of like 1 month. And now we providing this tool that ask customer questions. Now we track if customer ask a question and gets the answer, will this customer have better conversion to make a website? So this is very important, and this is one thing. And one more last, we now only start playing with how AI can make a website, because when person make a website, he maybe has some questions and maybe some things that customer does not know what to do here, and maybe I can help here. So we still testing here, but with support is already I think we get good results. Yeah.
And when we were talking earlier, we were discussing how AI, actually now I'm going to change our, AI is like a giant dessert buffet. Everyone feels like it is so beautiful and so exciting and so important, and they need to stop everything and integrate something. But how you both are tying it directly into what KPIs do I want to improve with AI, and or what KPIs can I directly tie as a result of integrating AI? You have any KPIs that you feel are particularly connected, Simon?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking at kind of activation and success metrics in the product. So, we're yet to roll out our answer to AI, but when we do, we will definitely be looking at those numbers. And, often the sort of success/activation we're looking at is, has somebody built a genuine website that is kind of custom, has some of their own images, has some of their own text, and they've published it. And I know that sounds really obvious, but you get a lot of people coming in and kind of kicking the tires and, sort of publishing the template that we've given them in the first place. So what we're looking for is someone to have taken those extra few steps, actually put in some real content, some real images, and publish that to a domain name. And if they've done that, and if we can put AI features in that really lift that number, lift that percentage, then that's the number we're looking at.
Yeah. Anything to add?
Yeah, so we try to measure everything, but the main idea is that sometimes you're unable to measure. For example, with AI, you can just see person asks, then robot answers. How you measure it? Okay, you can make like, dislike. Okay, you can like stars. Some people do not click stars. If person is unhappy, he will click that he is unhappy. If he's happy, he just have no time. If you are angry in hotel, you will put the bad review. If you are nice, you do not put your review. So very difficult to track. So we track if people interact with robot, possibly he have better conversion to publish. But there are also some type of people who interact with robot, but they were curious. They going everywhere. They click every button, and because of they click every button, robot was just here. He just talked to robot. Oh, nice, and he click publish. So, but technically, what I can recommend to the audience, if you start using AI, it should increase any KPI, because if any feature do not increase any KPIs in your company, you don't need this feature.
Yeah. And I'm not at this conference for a website builder, and I don't know who here is like me. I'm here for business takeaways, insights, and this to me is a really key one to tie those together and be aware of it, because it can be a little overwhelming. The third piece of our topic, though, is about control panels. So let's talk about control panels for a moment. Tell us what's different. He's already like smiling. They're excited about their product.
No,
when
well,
you
I
see
think it
that.
was our third guest was more because he has a control panel. So I mean, I can still talk about
that
them.
wasn't the
We
right
integrate
smile.
with control panels. I could still give you something, but yeah.
All right, what do you
So
got?
yeah, okay.
Or we can talk about cheesecake and chocolate cake.
No, I mean, control panels, honestly, yeah, are an important part of what we do, because quite often the companies that we're working with, the partners, your hosting companies, will use cPanel or WHCMS or one of these other kind of control panel software companies that are out there. So yeah, we've got modules and plugins for most of the common ones. So if somebody's using one of those that we've got a plugin for, then it's really easy to get them live. Super simple.
Agreed. And then
So,
cloud versus on-premise
so,
as well.
so for us, it's much easier cloud, because for us, it's much easier and more controllable. But I really recommend on premises. Just I'm unable to talk about politics, but there are some countries that were disconnected from internet, like Iran, Belarus, Kazakhstan, like Russia, like China. They just completely disconnected from the world, and some regions are periodically disconnected from the world. And on premise is good because your product works inside, and this is part of our world. We're unable to ignore it. Some countries still have no stable connection with internet. So it works, but sometimes, like say, Evo Brazil, big country, like few minutes per week, it disconnected from the world. But my personal opinion, control panel is not the main thing in the hosting. Of course, people need to manage emails, but every hosting provider knows that make a panel with a link to email, make a panel with a link to website builder, and make a panel with a link, I don't know, to SSL or something. It's not a difficult thing. And my personal opinion also, the price of control panels increased. And if you go to like Sri Lanka, let's say, the price for cPanel is like $5 per year for end customer, yes? $5 per year. They're selling hosting for $6 per year. So $5 come to cPanel, and $1 is their income. And all risks here, and hosting included. So they just control panel killing some industries. And my opinion, of course, they have nice budgets for advertisement. And the last thing that I maybe hate in the control panels, it's collaboration. If you go to, do you know Microsoft Excel? Microsoft Excel was invested like billions of euros. Ever Bill Gates said that it's cheaper to fly to the moon than provide Excel, because flying to the moon is 6 billion euros, but to provide Microsoft Excel is like more than 6 billion euros. So flying to the moon, it's easier to build than Microsoft Excel. But the idea is that Excel still has very worse collaboration. If you go, why you go to Google spreadsheet? Just because you have nice collaboration, you can work 10 people together. Yes. Why you switching from Adobe Photoshop to Figma? Because everybody can work inside. Collaboration, yes, 100%. Collaboration means like 10 people, like agency works at the same system. They work, they manage website together. They come to the system together because they now it's like all like I don't know, you use Teams or Slack all together, use Figma all together, use spreadsheet all together. You like if you go to the Microsoft Word all together, you can edit the same document. So we manage everything all together. With the same with website builders, it will be the same with control panels. But they're not ready. It's their good profit. WordPress, of course, huge holding. But my opinion about control panel is like this.
Thank you. Very insightful. I think someone is typing something here. You have anything to say about the cost increases across control panels, apps, and tools?
I mean, I guess maybe not directly about the kind of cost increases, but to pick up on a point that Filip just made, yeah, perhaps the kind of, for want of a better word, kind of best partners that we work with will typically kind of, roll their own control panel or kind of website purchase flow. So all the, the big hosters tend to have their own kind of custom way of selling and taking money from their customers and, selling and provisioning products. I guess that gives them then, ultimate control over, how they do that. They can change it in any way that they like. And then, the cost issues that Filip's mentioning kind of go away. They obviously have to still develop that, so there is a cost. There's a cost of like ownership when you develop anything, right? To develop it, have developers to maintain it. But then you have a bit more freedom in terms of how it works and if you want to change it.
Thanks, folks. I feel like our, real takeaways here are website building has evolved, as we all know, but it's really because both you've listened to the why behind it as an industry, what people are looking for, and because of the data-driven learning. API is on the rise, which I think in every industry, we can really hear that bell ringing. Please, James, don't ring the bell. And then AI and tying it to KPIs is super important. And you both have a lot coming out in the coming year to watch for at Site.pro and BaseKit.com. Let's open it up for questions. And otherwise, I have one of my own, but I hope you all can either guess what mine is or come up with a better one.
I'm not going to guess, Tess. Any questions from anybody?
Oh, no. The
yes.
pressure's on.
It is.
Well, here in Dubai, I think, have you all already heard or already know that mobile usage here is double desktop usage, which, a lot of the world is not like that. You all already, raise your hand, you already knew that? Okay. So I wonder on actual site building, are people increasingly building websites on mobile, especially if AI makes it so much easier? Is that a thing? Can I just go on my phone and build a website?
Yes, is the short answer. So this is something we invested in quite a number of years ago. And to be honest, that investment didn't pay off for a long time because our sort of home markets, if you like, in Europe had access to be able to create sites on their mobile phones, but the numbers were really low. I'm talking, 5 to 10% of people, something like that, would actually ever use a mobile phone in order to create the website, just because we've got access more so than in some territories to laptops and big screens and desktops and tablets. But what we're finding now is that investment in product is starting to pay off. We're starting to see more and more interest from Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, the Middle East, here in the United Arab Emirates. And yeah, like you say, that the stats are showing that mobile usage is much, much more. So, as we roll out to these countries, I think we're going to see more and more people doing the sites on their mobile phones.
Did you see that as super forward thinking, which it is, and it sounds like a number of things, you're very ahead of the curve, or were you just fooling around?
I'd like to say we're just fooling around. No, No, I mean, it's a two-pronged thing, I guess. Yeah, we like to think we're forward-thinking. And like I said, we probably invested a little bit too early in a sense in terms of it didn't pay off for a little while. But also in terms of how we approach product design at BaseKit. By moving to this mobile-first design philosophy, it made us be really ruthless about how we built the product, what features are on screen, because when you're designing for a mobile phone screen, your real estate that you've got to put buttons and functions and features on is really limited. So it really kind of made us ruthless, and I think made the product better because of that. So even though actually the mobile version wasn't used much, I think our desktop version also improved because of how we approach product design.
Well, I think that's an accurate point for anyone to take away. If you're designing anything on mobile, be ruthless. But on the other hand, I can't look at your face and think of the word ruthless. So, Philip, you have a tiger licking you in your profile.
It's cheetahs.
What is it?
Cheetah.
A cheetah?
Cheetah, yeah. She's really getting big pleasure, yeah, licking me. And I will talk about this on my presentation. And
at 3:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
3:25. Yeah. So 5 years ago, I was in the HostingCon event. You know, there was event like this. Then they closed, and there was, as I remember, one CEO or something close to this on the stage, and he talking about mobile first. And his presentation was half an hour about mobile first, how mobile is important, blah 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 blah. And I just ask one question, like you from the audience. Hey, sorry, why your website is not mobile optimized? And you know about mobile, lots of people talking, but in real life, still lots of hostings not optimized for mobile or works very worse, very bad. BaseKit is like 3 or 4 years ago. They had good mobile version. I think one of the first in the industry. By the way, I like the ideas and how their mobile version is really nice. So we copied something. So really, you as the first, and really my pleasure. Like you're cool guys. By the way, BaseKit is a really nice product, good interface. Yeah, and then with our mobiles also track numbers and what is mobile. This is mobile, or this is mobile. This is still mobile. If you go to Google Analytics or Mixpanel or any other, this is still mobile. People who are doing from mobile. There's still one problem from mobile. It's if I make website from mobile for mobile, it's okay. If I would like to make a website from mobile to the desktop, like I would like on mobile design desktop version. Everybody understands that it's like something crazy that nobody will design a desktop website from mobile because it's like too stupid. So we need like to solve the problem how it automatically appears or something like that. So it will be issue I think forever, or like AI should solve it, or maybe like predefined templates so a person just manage something and do not worry about desktop. So something like that. But of course, mobile usage is growing. But if mobile usage is growing, it doesn't mean that more people build a website from mobiles. Mostly people, they can sign up, they can pay, but finally they will focus and create from desktop. And later they will add something from mobile, something like that. Maybe you have other experience, other analytics, but as we see, like more than 90% still on desktop. And of course, we're focusing on mobile. Just it's not our like main flow because it's not providing huge amount of money. But of course, some regions really mobile.
Can I just interject here because we have a question from the audience?
Sure. My name is Wahid. I'm from tesjul.ae. My question for you guys is website builders still relevant for domain registrars and hosters when we predominantly have WordPress websites and there are native WordPress?
I mean, anyone that's used it, don't get me wrong, if you're technical and you understand it, it's a great product. I'm not knocking it, but I'm talking about a specific audience that just wants to do things really simply and doesn't understand the concepts of CMSs and you know, the structure of the hierarchy of a WordPress website and blocks, etc., etc. So I think you need to support both as a hoster. You know, there are going to be web designers and higher end kind of experts, agencies, freelancers that need something like WordPress. And equally, there's a really big audience of people that need the simpler tools like site builders.
if you compare it to the WordPress, of course, WordPress is a very nice #1 product in that industry. But as we talk as website builder, firstly, WordPress is at least 10 times slower. So WordPress is really slow product for hosting provider. So it's not profitable for you. Second one, if you compare hacking, we never had hacks for 6 years. So no hacking like our website because it's like HTML, PHP, nothing to hack. With WordPress, everybody who run WordPress know about hackers, about plugins, blah, blah, blah. So third thing, about the interface. Let's say you would like to add in WordPress some simple thing like multi-language website. It's really tricky, it's really complicated. Or for example, you would like to manage WordPress 4 people at the same time. So WordPress doesn't support it, so you have problems. So a website like it's slow, complicated, and if we right now like put 3 users here, like BaseKit, Site.pro, and WordPress, and you will see that WordPress will be slower. So when you need to generate a small website, like with a custom design, not with a ready template, but for example, I don't know, I would like to put logo at the middle of the website. With templates, you will tide searching for templates or like because it's too complicated. With BaseKit or Site.pro, you really do it much faster. This is like first answer, and your other question about AI website builder. We also, it's very fashionable now to advertise as AI website builder. We also do it. We also have landing page AI website builder. But the problem is, that let's say you would like to make a website for your wedding. Let's say, let's AI write the text. Let's AI provide pictures of your bride and.
So what I meant was AI first, right? So it's not that it's a site builder that's going to interject AI. It's a new company, say like a Wix equivalent or Shopify's equivalent that is built on AI. So it's about handling that thing. So I appreciate both your first answers. It's relevant, makes sense. But on the AI stuff, it's just about, you know, someone new coming up into the space that will handle. I need copy, I need alternative images, I need to put my heading tags and metadata and all of that stuff there. That's where I was going, more kind of deeper.
Yeah. So the question is around sort of, another new entrant coming in, I guess. It's not a WordPress or a site builder necessarily, but having some new AI way of building a website that might then take some of that market share. Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully we're going to have a go at that as well, right? Just like someone in the WordPress space or WordPress themselves are going to have a go at this. So it's going to be attacked from both sides, I think. You know, we're going to have us as website builders are going to attempt to rethink how we can use AI to make things easier. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to end up. I don't know who's going to win that war. Obviously, WordPress have got a few more users than us, but I like to think we can have a good go. And yeah.
In just 20 seconds. So we build a like AI-based search. So like advertise like make website with AI, and we see like no conversion, no better conversion. And then one customer said, "Are you unable to click your template? Can you make a select button not on the template but behind it? Just move the button." So moving the button from the template just to the bottom, select template, provide a better conversion than providing like AI search to build the site with AI. So now we're talking like in opinion world, you need to track the numbers. Build website with AI, do regular way, and see what is a better conversion. Because if you talk in opinion world, we can talk all together. If you talk with data, data show us what is the right answer.
Hello, Vadim Mikhailov from .ru, .rf, Russia. Filip said about disconnection of Russia, Belarus, and so on from internet. It really sounds like a provocation, but I buy it. Because we need to clarify it. There are no disconnection at all. There are some restrictions, and sometimes that's restrictions on the sides of particular resource that decide not to work with IP addresses with geotags from Russian Federation, for example. And we have restriction inside of the country. We have restrictions of some resource or some social networks like Facebook, for example. But that's the tiny restriction if we compare it with the whole internet space. And it's important things. And the restriction have in any country. For example, in Dubai, we can't use voice IP in a Telegram and WhatsApp. In that situation, we have some restriction, but we can't say about disconnection from internet whole country. That's has to be clarified.
Yeah, that's a good clarification, and you're right. So many countries have so many points of challenges, and just in terms of cloud versus on-premise, there are so many factors to bring in, and we appreciate your point. Let's wrap up anyway with Jason had one more question. Let's end on that note. Oh, it better be a good question.
Fantastic.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you each so much for being here. This was fantastic. I want to hear your cheetah story. And Simon, I don't even know if you're getting off the stage. We're going to talk more.
Yeah, I've got a half an hour break and then I'm back on after that. So
half an hour break next. Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh, well, not for everyone else. I mean, there's another
for
talk for
us.
half an hour and then. Yeah.
We're not the only ones working here.
No. Tess, thank you very much for your moderation. Very, very good. Very nice summarizing as well, always from Tess with the key takeaways, if you've noticed. It's a sign of a very good moderator. And thank you.